Hello and welcome to another bad comic review. This time we're looking at Vampire the Masquerade issue 6. This is the series from Vault Comics, and the storyline is called Winter's Teeth, written by Tim Seeley, drawn by Devmalya Pramanik. The backup story is The Anarch Tales, written by Tini Howard and Blake Howard, drawn by Nathan Gooden. Both stories were colored by Addison Duke and lettered by Andworld. I found the cover actually related to what the story was for once. Not quite 100%, but it does relate, and it's an okay cover. Does kind of fit the horror theme. So Bain is narrating the story through caption boxes and trying to pass some information along to Alejandra through a story about her father. Well, Calder, who is the new prince of the Twin Cities, is concerned that he may be a target and that other people have machinations for him, including a Tremere named Carfax. Bain decides to leave Alejandra with him before going out in search of information because she suspects that Alejandra is not who she claims to be and that she is not just a sireless spawn wandering around out in the big scary night, but she may in fact be a plant. So Bain goes out to find a hunter and hears this old legend about a mortician that could kill vampires, and she comes up with something that may be a bit unsettling to her, as Alejandra is not what she seems. Then we jump over to the Anarch Tales and we find Mitch shapeshifting into a dog to wander around and hunt. He's been feeding a lot on bunny rabbits and stuff like that, and he comes across a really dangerous enemy with a cliffhanger ending. There is of course the backup stuff with the role-playing parts in here as well, which are a nice addition if you're going to play the RPG. You could have some bonus resource material there. Overall, both stories were a lot slower than they needed to be. These could have both been much shorter. The Anarch Tales was ancillary at best, but it looks like it's setting up a better story. I'm really bored with the Anarch Tales. The main story with Bain could have been a lot faster, and it has a really annoying habit of repeating something. It's trying to be dramatic by constantly having Bain say, "This is being a vampire." It's supposed to be all dramatic and inspiring. "This is being a vampire." And it comes off as pretentious and annoying. It's done several times to the story. And the story itself really felt like filler. There was a lot in here that could have been cut out and didn't need to be there, but they were just padding the story. And that really is obvious in this issue, that they're padding the stories. So I thought this was a significantly weaker issue than previous ones. There's some decent action, and if you're looking for the gore angle, there's a little bit of that in here as well. But if you're looking at this from a Vampire the Masquerade player, you might like it. It's got a lot more of the politics aspects, but I thought the story was a little too slow going. They're trying to wedge a lot in without making the story pace speed up. So it's a middle story at best, and I was a little disappointed with it. But it's worth a read, but not at cover price. If you pull it for $1 or $2, then I would say read it, but only if you're going to read all the issues of the story arc. Otherwise, it's kind of pointless because this is just set up. There's not enough action here or story elements to be a self-contained issue or a good jumping on point. So if you've been reading the book, then I would say pick it up, but only cheap. And if you haven't been reading the book and you just kind of come across this one, just skip it. The art wasn't too bad in the first story. The second story, the art was significantly weaker. I don't like that style. I'm not a big fan of the art in the main storyline, but at least that's a lot more consistent in its style. The backup is very, very amateur as far as I can tell. So very weak backup story, but an okay primary story if you're reading the series. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.